This year's first and only vice presidential debate is in the books. One of the most memorable moments was when this exchange happened during a discussion on the Trump administration's response to the coronavirus.
The vice president said, when asked, well, why didn't y'all tell anybody? He said, because the president wanted people to remain calm.
Well, let's get
no, but Susan, this is important.
Susan,
I want to add, but if, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I'm
speaking.
Yeah, you can have 15 more seconds, and then we'll give the vice president a chance to respond.
So I want to ask the American people, how calm were you when you were panicked about where you're going to get your next roll of toilet paper?
So those words, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking, quickly shot across social media. Many women applauded Senator Harris, saying it reminded them of times they were interrupted in professional situations. But some people felt Senator Harris was being rude to the vice president.
We're joined now by Kimberly Peeler-Allen from the Rutgers Center for American Women in Politics. Kimberly, thank you for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
After the debate, President Trump said Senator Harris was unlikable. There have been many critiques that the idea of likability for female politicians is sexist. What's your take?
I think it absolutely is. It's not something that we judge our male candidates or elected officials by. And so it's to even ask that question, it's a matter of whether or not she can get the job done, whether or not she has the capabilities and the skill set to do the job, and which she absolutely does. Whether or not you like her is not something that should even be part of the conversation. But with so many women, we saw this all the way through the Democratic primary, where we had a historic number of women standing for the presidency. The question was always whether or not they were likable, but no one was ever asking whether or not the men who were running were likable.
Let's talk about the history being made on the ticket. Senator Harris, as we know, the first Black and Asian American woman on a major party presidential ticket. So does being a woman of color pose any additional challenge for her, do you think?
I think it absolutely does, because in a country where we have a challenge with race and racism, and then also to add in the sexism lens to this, she is constantly having to prove and share why she is qualified to stand in a space. So it is not just that she can do the job, but as a woman and as a person of color, where, not too long ago, we were considered 3/5 of a person, that she has to continue to show people. And I think that is a lot of what we're seeing in the backlash on social media in the last several hours, that people don't know what to do with a qualified Black woman. So the immediate thought is that she is, someone said that she was vile. They were all calling her all sorts of names and saying that she was just hostile or she was disrespectful. Well, she is stepping out of what has been, deemed the appropriate place for a woman, which is, 2 steps backwards, as well as a person of color. And so she has stepped into to be at a level playing field where no other Black woman has ever been before.
Well, and we saw in the presidential debate, President Trump interrupting Joe Biden constantly. Did we hear that same kind of criticism of him?
Yeah, Joe Biden did what he could do with the president, who was continuously interrupting him. We saw Mike Pence have similar tactics. And as you said in your opener, it was something that resonated with women around the country. And the critique against Mike Pence in many circles was very similar to the critique against Donald Trump between the two debates, because of the constant interruption and not letting anyone else finish their thought.
Kimberly Peeler-Allen from the Rutgers Center for American Women in Politics. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.